Welcome to masafa.co.ke, the easiest way to book fixed route shuttle services. This is a web application platform with its mobile app that automates the functions of shuttle businesses in Kenya and beyond Kenya. This is a platform that enables passengers to book their seats from the confine of their home. They do not necessarily have to come to the booking office and book a seat and sit in that shuttle for long hours. With masafa.co.ke, you book from the phone confine of your home, and the shuttle bus that you are booked picks you along its route at a pin location that has been uh, pre-programmed. Now, the reason for us to do this video is just to guide you of how you can navigate into the system and make it work for you as a passenger, as a driver, or as a business. So as a passenger, you go to URL and key in masafa.co.ke, you get to this page. Once in this page, you click on get started and you can sign up as a passenger. You sign up and give your details. Once you've given your details, then you're open to a page where you'll get a list of shuttle uh, vehicles that have been enlisted, and then you make a choice on which one to use and make a payment. Once you make the payment and you have booked the seat, the payment that you make goes directly to the shuttle company that you have chosen. And now, let me take you back. Now, for a driver, you click when you get started, you sign up as a driver. You sign up as a driver. Once you sign up as a driver, you when you click on sign up, you get all these details, but you realize there's one part here that is a requirement when you're signing up as a driver of a shuttle company, transport company. When you click on this, it gives you a scroll down menu which enlists the shuttle companies that are in the system. Then the driver will have to choose which shuttle company he or she is associated with. Now, you need to realize as a transport company, your name will not be enlisted here if you have not registered and created an account. And that will make it very difficult for the driver to be registered into the system. So the driver can only register into the system after he or she the company that is associated with them has been registered and has an account on the system. So the driver access the sign in and sign up with in two ways. They can sign up here or they can do it through invitation by the shuttle company. Now, as a shuttle company, for you to register into the system, you will come to this. When you come to this page, you click business. When you click business, you come to this page. On this page, you'll see the shuttle company and super admit. Ignore super admit because this is for administrative purposes only. So you will come to shuttle company and then you sign up. When you sign up, when you fill in your name and the phone number and email address plus password, when you create company, you'll be directed to a page where you'll give the details of the transport company, your physical location, and the business name. Once you have completed the registration processes, the system will direct you into your dashboard. So allow me just to pause here so that I can open up a dashboard that I've already opened before, so that we do not make this video very long. Now, once you have registered as a company, you will be directed to your dashboard, and this is how your dashboard looks like. It has so many functions but I'll take you through step by step so that I can show you the most critical ones, and the rest you can always just navigate through. Now, one thing I told you that this is a web application, but it's mobile app. It's not on the in the Play Store. Once you have registered, this window prompts on your screen, which now you will need to click here to install the app on your phone, both as a company or as a driver or even as a passenger. Once you have registered, and on your dashboard, you will always get this prompt. If you do not have this app on your phone, you will get this. But once you have this app, because you will not get this window again. It's a one-time facility. Now, in your dashboard, you look this is an overview just to show the operations, what you have done, the total number of vehicles that are in the system, the total drivers, and the active routes. And you can always see your wallet, how much money that the system has generated for you on any given day or time. um, Now you find that when you sign up as a company, you are allocated the facility of as an admin. Okay, this account, you become the admin, and now you will need to have a team, because I believe as a company you have many other branches countrywide. For example, you could be having a booking office in Kitale, Eldoret, Kericho, Kisii, and the likes. So, and those booking offices are managed by the office manager, and that you need to get that team into the system so that they can also be managing and operating and using the system. So how do you onboard them? You come to this team. When you click on it, it gives you a page, team members, sub admins. Now you have to add those team members into the system, and you give them responsibilities and duties, because not everyone will give them access to accounting. Not everyone you give them access to fleet management, exactly, and the likes. So when you click on add sub admin, you put their names, their email address, their phone contact, and then you create a password for them. But when they log in, once they have logged in, they can always change the password. And then, as I said, you need to give them permissions on which part of the system they can gain access to. You, as the main admin, you access the entire platform. You can actually see the operations, all the operations and the functions in the system. But there are these sub admins or the office managers that you allocate their responsibilities. Like there is, like now, one in Kakamega branch, for example, you don't want him to manage accounts. You don't want them to manage parcel booking. Sorry, you don't want them to manage team members. You don't want them to do the administrative work. So you by clicking on these buttons, you're giving them permissions to manage route, for example, to manage drivers, for example, to manage trips, to manage group bookings, or manage corporate accounts. Now, maybe for your finance manager, finance director, you need them to have access on everything, including finance payout and accounts and accounting. And then once you've done that, you create sub admin. Now, you can invite them through email, or you can just add them and then share with them the credentials so that they can register from their other end on that page, on the home page, so that the account is actualized. Now, after adding those team members, you may decide there is a lot of work of inviting drivers, or uploading the vehicles. You can allocate this responsibility to a sub admin to do that, because you need to input data on this system for this system to work. So where do you start? For example, you can start with fleet. On the side of fleet, you can say you can look at vehicle assignments, you can look at driver scheduling, vehicle inspection, vehicle maintenance, and set layout. So before we go to fleet, let's talk about vehicles. Now, this is the page where you will add the number of vehicles that you have. If there are 50, if there are 45, you will have to do it manually, one after the other, because you need to put the registration number, vehicle type, capacity, the year, and the vehicle owner. Vehicle owner will discuss this later because what I mean by that, because if you click here, you find that there is company owned or Tom. Lambda, for example, I believe if you have a fleet of 200 vehicles, maybe not all of those vehicles are owned by the company. Some vehicles have been franchised, so they have their own owners, and you manage those vehicles on their behalf. Some people call them investors. So you need to have inputted their names with their vehicles so that when it comes to accounting, the system can actually show you vehicle number KCA owned by Tom has generated X amount of money on any given day or month, and then you can reconcile the accounts based on your agreements. All right. So once you've inputted vehicles, you also need to input drivers. So drivers, you come to this page, and you click invite driver or add a driver. Now, adding driver means that you have to fill in on their behalf. Okay, give them a temporary password so that when they register, when they sign in, they'll sign in with this password, but they can now always change that password to the one that is familiar to them. So you can either add or invite. Invite means you are once you filled up this form and their email address, when you say send invite, they receive they receive an email whereby an email link whereby when they click on it, they can now sign in and either change the password or have a dashboard, get into access to their own dashboard where they will install the app. It is important for the drivers to install the app on their phone because this is a geolocator system. We have a geolocator system in it whereby you can actually track where the driver is, where the vehicle is using this system. We'll get to that later. So it is important for the driver, once they have logged in, to install the app on their phone. Now, once you have inputted the drivers, this is a performance dashboard just to show how the drivers have performed on any given day. Then you also need to input data for routes. Which routes do you operate? That have been approved by NTSA. So you will add the route here. For example, you would say Nairobi to Namanga, or Nairobi to Kisumu, or Kisumu to Eldoret. Those are the routes that operate. So you start town, end town, and the best price. Best price, it's always adjustable. This is a price when the passenger gets into the system and chooses your shuttle to use. That is the price that they will need to pay plus the service fee. Once you put the routes, you put the vehicles and the drivers, then it's possible for you now to do schedules. Now this is where you add a schedule. For example, you select the route, Nairobi to Busia, you select the vehicle, KAA, you select the driver. Yeah, what I was saying, you select the route, for example, Nairobi Busia, you select the vehicle. You see, this can only work once you have already entered the data in the database. It's a scroll down menu. It makes work easy. And then you select the driver. For example, now this one is unknown because we have not put in. And then departure time, you can just put 8 o'clock, but doesn't mean that this is the scheduled time. As we with the shuttle, the operations are different because the shuttle departs when it has capacity to travel. But no, unless you have a scheduled travels, whether the shuttle has capacity or not, that's when you can indicate the time. And then the seats available from this is automated because this system will, for example, if I say seats available are 11 or 14, that is what will be visible on the passenger side, and the number can start reducing as the seats are booked. And then days of operation could be Wednesday or could be Thursday, and then you create the schedule. Right. Now, after doing that, now you can, on the trips, this shows you the total trips that you have scheduled, the scheduled trips, the trips that are in progress, the trips that have been completed, or if there's any trip that has been cancelled. You, as the main admin, you can actually monitor the functions and the operations of your shuttle business from wherever you may be. You can track, as I said, you can track. This is a live trip tracking. You can track where your shuttle bus is at any given time as long as it has started the journey. There is a place for group booking. This group booking, you can actually allocate vehicles whereby there are people who may want to come to this system as a group of people who, let's say 11 people, they want to travel to a particular destination that you have been licensed to, and they can actually book this vehicle. The advantage of this is, for example, there's a group of people who, let me use Nairobi as an example. There's a group of 11 people who are in an estate in Kilimani, and they want to go to Naivasha, and they do not want to come as a group to your booking office and fill up the vehicle. They can actually request for your vehicle to go pick them from their residence, to pick them from where they are and take them to Naivasha to drop them at a particular place in Naivasha. So this is the advantage of this group booking. So what happens is you will charge that group. For example, Nairobi to Naivasha, let's say it's 400 shillings per seat. But since they are coming, they want to be picked from Kilimani, there is an extra charge fee. If a pickup is 8 kilometers from your base location, 8 kilometers times 50 shillings, that will mean 400 shillings. If the pickup location is 2 kilometers, the system can actually say where they are being picked up from, yeah, to the place where from your base station. The system will determine, will actually say it is 4 kilometers or 5 kilometers. So it is you to input how much you charge per kilometer. See, rate per kilometer here, I have put 50 shillings. Now minimum charge is zero, and maximum cap is there's no limit. So in that case, what will happen is, if I put it at 40, for example, if I put as at 40 shillings, for example, the system automatically says 8 kilometers will no longer be the price that was at 500. Now it has changed to 320. If I put a kilometer at 20, at 10, see, it changes to 80 shillings per kilometer. So it is you now to decide how much you charge per kilometer. This will be over and above what they are paying for the seat. So this facility is for a group of people or a group of travelers who want to be picked from a given location. The best example is, for example, if I had a seven-seater on this, and now during festive season, Christmas, they have a family of six. We want to go to Shags. We want to go up country. We're traveling up country from Nairobi for Christmas celebration. So it's very cumbersome for the head of the family to take his entire family, get them into a public service vehicle from, let's say, from Kawangware in Nairobi to Guardian bus stage with their luggages. What they can do, they can actually order a seven-seater from Nano Travel to go pick them as a family in Kawangware and take them to Kisii bus park. So they will have traveled very conveniently. They do not need to hassle themselves going to a Guardian bus from Kawangware. The vehicle, the seven-seater Noah, can actually go pick them from Kawangware. So the base rate is from Nairobi to Kisii is 1600. But since they're being picked from Kawangware, Kawangware is 8 kilometers from CBD, and I'm charging 500 shillings per kilometer. So above the 1600 times 7, they'll have to pay plus 400 shillings for picking them up from home from Kawangware. And the same can apply if passengers, if a group is traveling, let's say from Kisumu to Nairobi, and they do not want to be picked from to go as a group to Kisumu bus park. They have an office at Mnyamasari, so they will have to ask a vehicle from Kisumu to come pick them from Mnyamasari as a group, and they start their journey. So there is an extra charge for that pickup location for a group. Okay. So this is very nice. And now there is this place of corporate. Maybe you have companies that you do offer corporate services to. You can actually come to this page and enlist them into the system. You can add that account, name of the company, contact person, their email, their contact phone, the tax ID, billing address, payment term, whether it's 30 days, credit limit is 90 days. You can create that account so that anytime they need your services, the system will just pick, so that the finance person will do that, will do the needful. Now, when it where I talked about the investor, those in people who have given you their vehicles, you need to input their data into the system, so that when you're doing when you're setting up, when you're scheduling the vehicle, you know this vehicle is company owned, or it is owned by the investor. So where do you input their details? You come to finances, sorry, not finances, but accounting. When you come to accounting, there is revenue summary, income statement, in investors. So this is where when you click this button, can add the investor. For example, you can see this. Tom is one of the investors who has been enlisted. For example, there's a contact contract. It's active. The vehicles maybe there are three vehicles, wallet balance is zero, status is active. This is how you will indicate. So if I add another investor, his full name, phone number, email address, ID or passport number, vehicle details is KAC or whatever, and then contract, uh, uh, when the contract is ending. So that is the information that the system will capture. And when you do the booking, every details will be indicated here. Wallet balance, you can always tell how much money his vehicle has generated on any given day, and then you do action. Either you can edit, you can view their wallet, you can deactivate that account or activate that account. Okay, and you can always send their money through the system. Now we talk about finances here. As I said, when the passenger pays, the money does not come into the system. We do not collect money on behalf of the shuttle company. Every transaction that is done, the money goes directly to the shuttle company's account. So how does that happen? When you click on finances, you need to input this add bank account. Okay, if you want your monies to be sent directly into the bank account, but most transactions in Nairobi, in Kenya, are done through M-Pesa. So you click on M-Pesa and give the M-Pesa credentials. If it's maybe the credential is pay bill, you have to put a pay bill number, or it is buy goods, you select buy goods or pay bill. You will indicate the till number if it's buy goods. Now, the system has been made in a way that what you do is you get the STK push notification. That is what we have done. But if you do not want that STK push, you can always do the manual one. The one the you give the client the client the till number or the pay bill number to send the money to, and then now they send you a confirmation through SMS. But that is very tedious. You'd rather use the STK push, where the passenger gets a prompt where they put their password, and the money is deducted from their M-Pesa account. For that to happen, you will need three documents for you to fill in here. One is consumer key, another one is pass key, and then the third one is consumer secret. These credentials, you can only get them through Daraja API platform. You go to Daraja API platform and you apply for these three credentials that you'll fill up here. Now we have intentionally and deliberately not done that so that you can do it for security purposes. And so, in that case, if you cannot maneuver through the Daraja API for the Safaricom Daraja API, you can get a software developer or a developer who knows how to go about it. So when they apply for it, they'll give you these three credentials, and you will come yourself and fill it here. It is better for you to do it yourself, even if that the developer gives you the three codes. You'd rather come here yourself and fill them in so that pin yako ni siri yako. Okay, you do not know what somebody can use that information for. So it is better get an independent developer to go to Daraja, get the customer key, pass key, and consumer secret. Once you have those three, you open the system, fill them in, and save the credentials. And now that push notification for M-Pesa will be automated. The system is ready. Once you just fill in the information, it will pick it up automatically. Now, service fee disbursement. It is you now to tell me when you'll be disbursing the service fee to the system. Choose how often accumulated service fee are transferred to the platform, either deducted on payout or instant or daily or weekly. You can choose which one best works for you. Okay. And then service fee onto the platform will always feature here. And also the platform has its own wallet. It can also detect which shuttle company has not remitted their service fee that is being collected on their behalf. Okay. Now accounting. As I told you, the system has the accounting system in it. You can actually see the revenue summary. You can see income statement, last platform service fee and stuff and everything. You can look the list of investors. It has expenses. You can also record the expenses here. Okay, maybe fuel and the likes. You can actually monitor the revenue by vehicle. This Toyota today has raised X amount of money. It's owned by the company or is owned by investor. And then at any given time you'd want to generate a financial statement, you come here and just generate a financial statement. They say from this day up to this day, you can easily generate a financial statement just to give you a background information of how your business is running. On the same platform, we also have parcel delivery. Now, this parcel delivery is real time. It's live parcel delivery. It's unlike other parcel deliveries that we have. Using this system, the sender and the receiver should be on the once they have this they're on this system, the the receiver can actually trace and track the movement of the parcel that has been delivered. For example, I'm sending a parcel to 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 Kericho, okay, and I am in Londiani. Okay, I am based in Londiani, and I'm sending. There's a parcel that is being sent through Kericho. Now, I do not need to go to Kericho town because your nearest booking office from you do not have a booking office in Londiani. The nearest booking office is in Kericho. So this person who is in Londiani has to go all the way to Kericho to collect the parcel once the parcel arrives. But now with this system, they can actually pick the parcel at the Londiani junction. They will see when the vehicle has reached Mau Summit, they can tell between Mau Summit and where I am right now, it takes me 5 to 15 minutes to go to Londiani junction. And then he get himself to Londiani Junction and collect his parcel as the vehicle goes proceeds on to Kericho and Kisumu. So, or for example, I have a parcel and I'm at along Nakuru Naivasha Road. Okay, I'm at Gilgil, and Nano Travel they do not have an office in Gilgil. Or I'm at Lake Elmentaita, and the nearest office of Nano Travel is in Gilgil, but is in Gilgil. Now, my parcel has been given to a vehicle that is going to Eldoret, not Eldoret. Sorry, Eldoret. So what happens? I can actually pick my parcel, collect my parcel at Lake Elmentaita. Okay, because when the vehicle reaches Gilgil, I can actually easily see that the vehicle is in Gilgil. It will take about 10 minutes to arrive in Lake Elmentaita. So I need to be at Elmentaita, and the driver will see where I'm positioned with the pin. That's why I said it is important for the driver to have an app embedded on their phone. They can actually see where to pick a passenger who was booked online and is being picked on the road. They can actually see the parcel that it needs to be picked along the road with that pin. So that is how the parcel booking system are done. The advantage of this is you do not need to gather your office with parcels for people to come and collect from your office. You store parcels of your customers overnight because they've not been collected. This is a live parcel delivery system that we are offering to you. So the parcel booking will come. We realize that right now you can't do anything because this parcel is attached to the vehicle, to the scheduled vehicle that is carrying passengers. Not unless you have a special vehicle that does parcels alone. With that, you can still schedule it, what time it's leaving and what time it's arriving. Once you scheduled it here, once you schedule the parcel vehicle here, this is when now the parcel booking system will be activated because you need to select the trip, you need to look the sender and the receiver, parcel details, pricing and payment, and confirmation. Now, how do you do the pricing? When you click here, you can actually now put your pricing for the parcels for parcel delivery services. We are saying enable price services. For example, base price is 100 shillings. Price per kg, okay. Volumetric division, distance rate per kilometer, if there is insurance, if there's an express fee, there's maximum weight that you can take, maximum dimension that you can take, and the capacity or trip that you can accommodate. This, and then you save configuration. Now this will apply to all your branch offices. They'll be using this because it's already set. The price already is in the system. Now, ideally, this system was made for passengers booking, but you may want to use it for your office ticket booking. Now, remember, I had said that it doesn't cost you anything to use this system, but the system generates funds through service fee that the passenger pays. Okay, over and above the required trip fee. For example, if moving from Nairobi, traveling from Nairobi to Kisumu is 1,500 shillings, now the passenger will pay plus service fee of 50 shillings. So the total amount the passenger will pay using this platform will be 1550, 1,550. 50 is the service fee. Now, why do we justify 50 shillings? 50 shillings is justified because we are trying to make their travel convenient. We are trying to not to inconvenience the passenger to move from Westlands to town, and here the vehicle passes through Westlands, because he will have incurred another cost of money, maybe getting into a public service vehicle, travel from Westlands to the CBD at your booking office and pays that 50 shillings, and also sits in that shuttle for, let's say, 2, 3, 4 hours before it departs. So we are saving them time and unnecessary cost of moving from point A to point B when that shuttle actually passes through that point B. So that is the convenience cost that we are surcharging them. So for you as a company, you may want to use this system to do what to do booking for passengers who are coming to your booking office. So with that, we are only charging you, the system will only charge you a service fee capped at 5 shillings per seat or per ticket. So you can actually use this system to do your walk-in bookings, where the passenger comes to your office, books the seat, and sits in the shuttle. So for that, you're automating your system fully 100%, but now the fee to the system is 5 shillings per seat, but subject to adjustment. I think up to that point, if I believe it's been clear, and that's how the system works. This system is ready for operation. I'm hoping that we can on board as soon as possible, so that let's automate and let's make travel um, very convenient to our customers. This, for me, it is a value addition to your existing uh, ways of operation. It is a value addition. We are not taking away, we are not transiting. If you have already an existing system, you can use this in addition. I'm sure there is one or two features that are in this system that you can use on in addition to what is in existence to you. For example, you may opt to use parcel delivery only, because this is a live parcel delivery services. Okay. For in case of any clarification, you may reach out to me on 0714 674 341. 0714 674 341, and I'll be able to assist you the best way I can. Thank you so much. Hoping to do business with you. Bye bye. When you want to log out from this system, you just click here and you do sign out. Thank you very much, and looking forward to hearing from you soon. Bye bye.